In Python, there are many ways to create arrays. So one is using the Numpy module. And what the Numpy module allow you to do is create arrays very quickly. So here, as you can see, I have code basically to create an array filled with zeros. I have code here to create array filled with ones. I have code here to change the data type of the array. So we'll see that in this demo shortly. And I have arrays that actually let you key in a specific value and create it. So if I just run this and we can go through it line by line. So here, but you can see here, first we create an array full of zeros. So this happens because we use the zeros function here and we're creating a 3 by 3 array. So that means 3 columns across and 3 rows down. But as you can see here, we've got the 3 by 3 grid. Now notice this is a float data type. So by default, Python will actually create a float data type for the array filled with zeros. So the next one, which is you can actually specify a parameter or an argument into this function called ones and ask it that you want an integer data type. And again, you could do it for the zero as well. So make sure, it gives you an int data type. So here, as you can see with the ones, we now don't have the floating point. So we don't have the decimal here. So now we just get integers. So again, it's a 3 by 3 grid, but now it's all filled with ones. So you can see where you can use that and what are the possibilities. And here we have another one, but notice it's the same one as before, ones, but this time we're asking for the string data type. So as you can see here, everything is surrounded by a single quotation mark there. So again, 3 by 3 grid, but it's the string data type. But you can get creative with this. And if you have all ones and you do another 3 by 3 array, if you say you want a Boolean data type, then you will end up with true, everywhere because ones are considered to be true. If you create an array of zeros here and you select the data type to be a Boolean, of course, you're going to end up with all values being false, false, false. And here we now have a matrix of 3 by 3, which is all false. And then the one which is full, so you've seen we've had ones, we had zeros, and now we've got something called full. So that is the same. And notice that I am doing 3 by 3. And notice this time I've supplied 7. And if you do that, you will end up with a grid which is of a specific value, in this case 7 by 7. So the question becomes, the 7 is an integer. Can it be converted into a float? Well, you could do that. So if I go here and copy the data type that we want, and let's say we say it has to be a float, what will happen in this instance? So if I run this again, and as you can see, we do get the float. So by default, because we said 7 here, and that's an integer, but we can convert it into a float. Now you don't have to do this. So you can just delete that, and instead you can just pass it this value. And what it will do if I run this again, and as you can see, it's float by default because we've specified that this is the value we want. So you don't have to supply or convert your data type there. You can actually just apply it here. And you can, of course, it doesn't have to be that. So you can actually convert it into a decimal. So again, if I run this, and now you can see I now have an array filled with the 7.67 value everywhere in a 3 by 3 grid. So yeah, this Numpy module is really useful to create arrays, and you should definitely make use of these functions.